crazy time of the year and it was very short notice, but we were a bit excited and wanted to share particularly with our members and our very close friends and partners and supporters. So hence an intimate affair. Most of you here have been part of what we've been doing or benefited from the many services. So we wanted to announce that we are back and our doors are open and we're excited. So a 1 year get started and let's see what happens. So if you have ideas, if you have projects that are ready to go, if you have some reason that Arts Nexus can support you, then this is the time to come forward. I'd also like to acknowledge the 20 years history. There has been hundreds of people involved in keeping Arts Nexus going, especially in the last 5 years when we haven't had funding. The boards and the people that have volunteered during that time and kept it going has been amazing. And we figured that even though they defunded us some time ago, there's a reason we haven't gone away. And it's because we actually should. We're necessary and capacity building is very important. So I get stuck when I get asked to describe what is Arts Nexus. Anyone here tried to describe Arts Nexus? Yeah. And even though you love it, you go, I don't actually know how to tell someone about it. So Eve, you had a great metaphor once. People sometimes grab hold of the leg and go, I know what Arts Nexus is. Then they'll grab the tail and go, I know what Arts Nexus is. And then this one grabs the trunk and realises they've got the whole elephant. And that's kind of how Arts Nexus is to some people. They'll engage with us at a training level or a support or a mentoring level. Someone else might come for auspicing, and then another person might actually come for a 5-year project. So if you want to know really, I think at the heart of it, Arts Nexus is about the business of arts. So not the art form itself. But at the edges of that, we talk to decision makers and we talk to creative makers. So somewhere in the middle there is about how you keep doing it. So we're about the sustainability and keeping on doing it. So sometimes for some people that's a very different thing. If you're an emerging artist, right through to if you're an established artist. So Avril and I's job in the next few months is to work out how to get that to work for you. The vision. We have spent about 4 years surveying, having conversations, writing vision statements, writing a business plan that is huge. The other thing which is, I think, the biggest challenge is how to sustain this. And not just us, but the industry too. So we're very excited at this time because state government is reassessing how regional arts will be delivered across Queensland. I've been able to sit on the national arts front conversations to work out what the national body is doing and how we're going to work with the federal government now. We love that the council, they're aligning their cultural plan with their actual corporate plan. This is the first time ever, I believe. So that's an exciting time. And in the middle of it is Arts Next. I would like to acknowledge Arts Queensland. We'd also thank you, Charles, to your team as well for welcoming us and in whatever capacity that is. Thank you. And also to the council for always, well actually the entire team really, as you all know, the way that that's grown, the creative services and all of the assets are amazing, so thank you.
And Arts Nexus, when I first set foot in this realm, I think it was probably from council, being on council, seemed to me to be the organisation that was an overarching organisation that supported all the creative activities in the area, and not just Cairns but in the region as well. But they supported and nurtured and advocated on behalf of financial support, artists, and the artists being given opportunities to perform, to provide some support in art and funding, making sure the funding is there. But we've managed to stay as a team. With a management committee with our membership. The membership fees went right down because we wanted to make sure that people knew that we were still active, although we didn't have paid employees. So we wanted to keep people close. We didn't want them to drop off. And in the meantime, we've been working hard. Particularly, I have to pay my heartfelt respects to people like Melissa, who've just kept going. support and help from many of you in this room. The belief was there that Arts Nexus needed to continue, that the region needed an organisation like Arts Nexus. So we're still a registered organisation, we're still a non-government organisation that's incorporated, and we've been able to auspice some wonderful projects in this area, and through that there's been a little bit of funding that's come through. Until just recently, where we got a bit of money from the state government, there was quite a lot of lobbying that went on, but they did see the light. And the state government was supportive. The aim is for us to look at where we're going next and to put down some ideas on how we get further funding and what sorts of activities Arts Nexus might be involved in. If we don't have the membership or the people like yourselves in this town supporting us, there is no reason to be around. The fact that you're here tonight is just amazing and wonderful, and it just goes to show that we actually still, and it was a quickly called meeting to take advantage, I think, of the fact that we've got this little bit of funding. We've got Melissa and Avril on board, so we wanted to get started.
The program, as Melissa said, is still in its formative phases, but we do know a few things about it. It's like a spine. It has to be very flexible but strong and stay right down the middle so that you know and you can tell other people what Arts Nexus is doing. So what we're doing with this spine, it has sort of little handles on the side, and on one side the handles are all sort of social and network and get to know each other. The other side of that spine is the training, is the making sure that we have this idea of Arts Nexus being this lifting up and support of people, and that in this particular instance and our particular funding is around the business model of the arts and how to make your career sustainable, and there's those of other people who you reach. But the core of that experience and training will come from within our community, because we have capacity to the hilt and we now need to tap into it. Arts Nexus knows. Arts Nexus has so many lists and contacts from years going past, and we do not want to waste a single drop of that. So we'll be also contacting you for what you can do to help to support and build capacity in our community to be sustainable and to make the arts and culture part of the central tenet of our society and our community where we live.
You may find we will hold for instance, a communications class in a hairdressing salon, because hairdressers are very good at communicating, I find. Any questions before we head off? Because we do have a very important date. We're all heading to Biddigal Youth Dance Company show.
Well, I was wondering, do we have an address for Arts Nexus?
We're global. We're global. Currently, we share space here. We have meetings at Poker. Thank you very much. Well, the board made a decision not to spend this tiny bit of money on infrastructure. So we decided to put it all into program and people and grant writing, so that we could actually get proposals out there. The other emphasis that we're using the money for is to build partnerships, obviously with ideally the philanthropic world, other sources other than funding. So that's a big part of my particular job. But the other thing is, we do want to bring back things like the magazine and
yes.
property art. Yes, is that a yes?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I love the magazine.
Make sure you're on our subscriber list. Please join as a member. You'll be getting an invoice soon or a reminder. That will be important because that demonstrates still only $10, and please give us your suggestions. Yes. And thank you again everyone for